Well, in this case we have properties of exponents. Product property for exponents. X to the m times x to the n. The equivalent is to say x to the m plus n. Keep in mind if you're adding and your bases, in other words the x, are the same, then you can add the exponents. Keep in mind the exponents in this case are m and n. Once again, the base must be the same to be able to add the exponents. Raising the product to a power, x times y raised to the power of n. Well, the equivalent is to distribute. Distribute n to the y and n to the x, which gives you x to the n times y to the n. Let's try simplifying for a. 2 times t to the z, 2 times t squared times z to the third times 4 times t to the fifth times z. And b, negative 3 hg, all raised to the power of 3. Okay, let's start with the first one. We have 2t squared times z to the third. Keep in mind we don't really need the parentheses because it's all multiplication, pure multiplication, so we can show it as multiplication instead. So times 4t to the fifth times z. In this case, multiplying 4 times 2 gives us 8. T squared times t to the fifth, well, the equivalent is to say our base is the t, and we're adding the exponent of 2 and 5, so 2 plus 5. And likewise, z times z, we can add the bases, which is the z, and multiply the bases and add the exponents, or in other words, z to the 3 plus 1. Keep in mind, if there's no exponent, you assume there's a 1, or an invisible 1. Okay, so now let's combine them and simplify. So 8 times t to the 2 plus 5 gives us 7, so t to the 7, times z to the 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1 gives us 4. So overall, 8 t to the 7, z to the 4th would be our final answer for that particular problem. Let's try the next one. B. We have in parentheses negative 3hg raised to the power of 3. Keep in mind in this case we're distributing the 3 to the negative 3, the h, and the g. Do keep the negative 3 in parentheses. That way you can notice that you have a 3 exponent on that negative 3. And distributing to the h, we have h to the third. Distributing to the g, g to the third. So we're going to do to each of those bases. Do note, there is no addition or subtraction. It's pure multiplication and division, okay? Or at least multiplication in this case. Let's go off the side for a real quick second. Or half a minute. So take the negative 3 to the third, and let's split them up. That means we have negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Or you can try it real quick on your calculator. Negative 3, caret key, and then a 3. That should give you the final answer. But for our case, negative 3 times negative 3, 3 times 3 gives us 9. Negative times a negative gives us a positive. So positive 9. And now let's bring the other negative 3 down. Keep in mind we're still multiplying. So 9 times 3 gives us 27. Positive times a negative. So negative 27 would be the value, in this case for negative 3 to the third. Let's put it back into our expression. So we have negative 27 h to the third times g to the third. And this basically becomes our final answer. Notice we can't combine anything else together.